There are three reasons why traditionally we supported farming more than other sectors. The first one was food security. Russia-Ukraine reminded us when suddenly wheat ceased coming across and food prices went up in supermarkets why we need to grow some of our own food. When we get into a world of climate change, we need to produce more of our own food. And that means being serious about the fact that in the UK, we've taken about 2 million hectares out of production out of 11 million. There are two other reasons why we subsidise farmers. The second really big reason was environmental. When I was the DEFRA minister, I was responsible for the environmental payments, agri-environment schemes under the European Union. Under Michael Gove after Brexit, that swapped to being more than 80% of the money was going in these environmental grants. And the slogan, which you might remember, is public money for public goods, with very, very detailed plans on how they're going to improve nature, climate. There are some problems with it. These schemes, the more detailed you specify what a farmer does, the more money you have to spend on monitoring and evaluation to check they're doing it. You had to bid for them. They were demand-led. If you were a small upland farmer, you were already locked in quite a complicated previous scheme, which was very incompatible with the terms of the new scheme. And in the case of most of them, they never made the transition. Most of their money was meant to be coming for this new environmental scheme. But only about 50% of farmers made it in, and far less than 50% of the small upland farmers. They're no longer going to get their environmental payment. Effectively, they're going to get no subsidies at all. Now, why does that matter? Well, it matters because the farmers that I represented in Cumbria are often on incomes of £16,000, £17,000 a year. If you're a crazy free market Tory like Liz Truss, who was my boss, she would say, well, I don't care. But the reason why we did it is the third reason we haven't talked about, which is community, culture, heritage. There was a study in Wales that suggested that for every pound of direct payments to a poor rural farmer, £9 goes into the broader economy. So really, what we need to get back to is what the Welsh and the Scots are still doing. They're still doing basic farm payments because they still care about small farmers and they still understand rural communities.